Let's get started. I appreciate this opportunity to speak to you today on our webinar. Our goal today is to show you how to do an SEO audit. Just as some quick housekeeping, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you to be able to register for our next webinar, which is August 13th. If you could just make sure that you go there. The goal and purpose of that webinar is to show how to discuss and maintain the happiness of your customers. So myself and Kelsey will be making sure that we take care of that. In today's in today's discussion, we're going to be talking about how to do an SEO audit. Now, I'm going to share my screen really briefly here. Gus, you're able to see that?
Yes, I can.
I love it. First thing that we're going to do is there were two questions that were sent to us from our last webinar. The first question is, how do we keep our clients informed about what we're doing behind the scenes? I think setting the right expectations and then making sure that the customer knows what they're going to receive is one of the most pivotal things that we can say when we're doing our sales process. Your customers need to understand, okay, I'm paying for the service, but how am I going to know what is going on when I'm receiving that service? So there's a couple of things. A reporting dashboard. You should tell them you're going to have a reporting dashboard that you can check in on at any time of the day. 24/7 performance monitoring. It is there to make sure that you understand what you're paying for, what you're getting from it, and of course, the performance of your campaign. Now, on top of that, on a monthly basis, you're going to state, we're going to be reaching out to you and discussing what's happening on the campaign, what we did the previous month, and what we're going to do for the next couple of months. That way, the customer understands, okay, I have a regular checkpoint that I can look and see what's happening. And on a monthly basis, I'll be discussing what's happening. On top of that, your customer should always feel comfortable to reach out to you via phone, email, text, whatever it may be for you to feel happy and your customer feel happy with the services that you provide. Would you add anything to that, Gus?
No, I think you pretty much covered all of that.
Primarily, it's just making sure that your customer knows where they can get the information and resources that they need to feel comfortable. Now, the next question is, when working with small clients, how can I better convince them to not take that cheap $299 a month deal with an international SEO company? This is a hard one, right? There's always going to be competitors. There's always going to be somebody that's trying to get into the minds of these small businesses. And you need to make sure that you provide what they don't, right? Now, Gus, when you're buying, let's say something that is an investment, right? Let's say if you're buying, I know you're into like hiking or outdoorsy, or like, let's say if you were to do a canoe or a paddle board, right? You just went paddle boarding. Are you going to buy that cheap one that was, it's an Alibaba or something like that?
No, I actually just bought a tent yesterday.
Really?
And we had to make that decision. Are we going to go with a tent that's going to last us, or a tent that's just going to get us through the rest of this season? And, ultimately, we decided to make a good investment in a nice tent that the whole family can fit in, and we're really happy with that.
Exactly. So the thought process that you had there is exactly what your small businesses should be doing. Am I going to buy something cheap that I don't know whether or not it's actually going to help me out? Or is it something that I know long term, both customer service wise, hey, there's a rip, I need to fix this. Or if it's something that, is actually going to hold up 10 years down the road, that it will be able to support you. Your small businesses need to understand, why are they coming to you? I might be more expensive, yes, but I'm going to provide a damn good service that will get you on the first page of Google, that you'll be able to track fully, and you'll be confident in knowing this is what I'm getting out of it. You don't have that question of, is this going to hurt me later on? In the tent world, am I going to be sopping wet when there's a rainstorm? We need to make sure that we get everything that the customer needs and they're happy with it. Now, in today's meeting, we're going to talk about the SEO audit, right? Now, as Gus is going through this audit, there's a couple of things that we need to be looking at while he's doing it, and those are SEO pain points. He's trying to build up those pain points so that he can address them later on and tell that customer, this is why you need an SEO product. The pain points that he's looking for are traffic history. Is there a way to see that that customer was doing really well and then it went down, or they never really grew at all? We're going to talk with Gus about that. Keyword ranking history, exact same thing, right? Were they ranking for keywords and they're no longer ranking for them? Or are we starting off from zero? We're trying to gain an understanding of what experience does this customer have with us? What are their top keywords? What if their top keywords are only their brand? What if it's, something that they actually have not benefited from? So we need to make sure that we understand that. A backlink portfolio says the exact same thing. Does the customer have experience with SEO? And then on-site errors. I spoke with a partner just a couple of days ago where they they had a website that they had very good ranking on, but they made changes. They went with a cheaper version. They didn't migrate the website, and then there's all of these 404 errors. And because of that, Google says, I can't trust this website with Google's clients, the people who are searching, so their ranking went down. So Gus is going to be talking about all these pain points when we're going through it. There's a couple of tools that he's going to be utilizing. SEMrush, it is a paid tool. The purpose of this tool is to get that understanding of traffic, backlinks that are coming back. You can look at their authority score, total keywords, and their organic keywords that are ranking, and then, of course, your top organic keywords listed out. And then SEO Quake, the purpose of this one is it is a way to see the on-site or the relevance of the customer's website, titles, descriptions, H1s, the copy within. That will help us. So Gus, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to give the time to you to share your screen. Just remember, let's talk through it. Let's figure out what's going on with these customers. I believe you looked at some companies in my hometown, Castle Rock, Colorado.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at your old stomping ground and see what those businesses are up to. Let's share this real quick.
Beautiful. I can
All
see your
right.
screen.
Okay, perfect. Oh,
I can no longer see your screen.
okay, sorry. Let's move this down. Okay. You can see it okay?
Yep.
Sorry about that. Okay.
No
Awesome.
problem.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be fun to take a look at Castle Rock and see what these businesses are up to. So took a look at dentists in this area, and I just picked one at random, and I want to see how they're doing. So I looked at Sweet Smiles, castlerock.com. So the first thing that I took a look at when kind of looking for some pain points with this website and areas for improvement and where they'd be able to utilize SEO and see some benefits. The first thing I want to look at is the overall look and the feel of the website. It's got a good color scheme, nice looking site, easy to navigate through. We can see the address on the top, so that's great. We see a clear call to action, phone number on the top for people to engage with. We can see a scheduling, patient forms. So the website's actually set up really well for a user interface from a human's perspective going into the website. They did a really good job with that aspect of it. So that's great. Yeah, it's a nice looking site. So then the next thing that I'm going to look at is their on-site optimization. I want to see how relevant their website is to potential keywords that could drive more traffic and business to their site. So like you had mentioned before, pulled up SEO Quake, and this is a good tool to see on-site errors with the site, look for some pain points, some areas for improvement, and see what keywords they're relevant to. And there are a few different areas on this tool that I like to look at, but the main ones I like to look at are their title tags, their meta descriptions, and their H1 headers. These are just valuable pieces of real estate that you can communicate with Google and tell them what types of keywords and phrases you want to rank for. So Google's just going to go through and crawl your website, see what types of keywords you want to target. And these are the lines of code that you can tell Google what keywords you want to be listed for. So the first thing
Looking at this, what are you seeing?
Yeah, the first thing that I noticed with this site is the title tag is a little bit longer than what's optimal. This isn't a major error, this pretty quick fix, but it's just an indicator that things just aren't quite as optimized as they could be. So we see right here, their title tag, it's right here. It's a little bit too long, 133 characters. Google's not going to
little bit.
Yeah.
That's a lot bit. That's a lot bit
Almost
long.
twice as big as it should be. So
Yeah.
for perspective, and you can still get away with a long title tag, but at the same time, there's more optimal ways to do it. So if we look in real life, we can see this Castle Rock modern dentistry. Theirs is a little bit too long too, but the only keywords that are being picked up are those first few. So the rest of whatever they have in their title tag isn't really helping them. These are more optimal title tags where Google's going to see what keywords you're trying to target. They can read the whole title tag and they can get you listed for those keywords.
Okay.
So
So
for people that
SEO
aren't,
Quake, really quickly.
yeah,
SEO Quake helps you identify title tags. We want to make sure that they're in a certain character limit. Usually it's around 69 below 70 characters. And that way
mhm.
you don't have it cut off at the bottom or at the
Yep,
end.
yep,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So to give everyone an idea, if people aren't familiar, this is going to be your title tag right here. And you can see that dentist, Castle Rock, Colorado, Castle Rock dentistry, that's relevant. So their potential resource, and that helps you get listed. This is their meta description. You can see that's bolded right here because it's relevant for the keywords that I'm trying to target. So just by having your title tags, meta descriptions, H1 headers formatted properly, that's enough to help you show up somewhere in the top 100 results of Google
Okay.
oftentimes. So that's the first part. Looks like they're doing a good job with that portion of it, but a lot of that's not communicating properly to Google. So room for improvement there. That'd be something I definitely talk to this business owner about for sure. So then the next thing that I want to look at, I'll pull SEM Rush up to see more of their online presence, see their trust with Google, their visibility online, and kind of see what other websites are saying about their site. And when I'm looking at that, the first thing I like to look at that stands out to you is their organic traffic. So this is their organic traffic history. And you can see their peak traffic was in April with 79 organic visitors to their website. So that doesn't include any direct traffic or people finding them on social media. This is strictly people going to Google, searching for certain keywords, and they clicked on their website from the search results in the organic section. Currently, they've dropped down from 79 organic visitors, which is still kind of a lower number for a dentist
Okay.
to have. That
Yeah.
dropped down to 10 organic visitors in the last 30 days. So they've
Wow.
definitely seen a decrease in visibility to their website, which could be a good pain point to bring up with clients and or this potential prospect and see what's going on with their website. Now, sometimes that can be due to a lot of different reasons. So I want to look at their overall keyword ranking histories. Maybe they lost a lot of their keywords, and maybe that's why they're losing traffic to their site. In this particular case, yeah, they've lost some keywords a little bit. They're being at their peak was in February. They're being picked up in the top 100 listing results for 180 total keywords. That's dropped down a little bit. Now they're at about 166. That's probably not the issue as far as organic traffic. So what we'd want to look at then is what kind of keywords are they getting listed for? Where's that drop coming from? And it looks like here, if we look at their top keywords, so these are their keywords that are driving the most amount of traffic to their website. This is where all their traffic's coming from. And it'll list right here what the specific keyword is, and then roughly how often that keyword's being searched for on a monthly basis, and then where they rank for those keywords. So anything past position 10, typically you're not going to be on the first page. There are about 10 spots on the first page usually. And then here's the percentage of traffic that they're getting. So with their,
Really quickly.
yeah.
Just I mean,
Yes.
I'm a novice compared to you in sales, right? What I'm saying here is these keywords that this customer is trying to rank for, it's really just their own domain. It's not even an actual keyword because somebody would have to know them, and that's how they're getting this traffic that you're seeing organically, which really is just like, okay, somebody found you by your name. We need to get you ranking for dentists and all these other things. Am I crazy?
Nope, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. as well too.
Okay.
These are what I consider branded keywords. These are people that are
Hmm.
specifically looking for their business name, probably from a referral or previous business that they've done with them. So that would make sense why you're seeing this low amount of traffic to their website, because new people who've never heard of them aren't finding them online. And then they just had a month that they had a lot of referrals. People are
Okay.
searching for their name a lot, or maybe they had repeat customers looking to pay their bills or whatever that might be. But people are finding them because they're searching for their business name themselves. And then when someone's looking for dentist, Castle Rock, Colorado, good thing is they're being picked up. That on-site optimization is telling Google that they're a potential resource. They're in position 28 though. And almost no one, what's the stat? Do you know how many people go to page 2
I
of
think it's like
Google?
95% stay on the first page, right?
Yeah.
There's this
Yeah.
old joke that I hate that every conference, right? How do you hide a dead body on second page of Google? But that this is proof, right? This
Yeah.
is exactly what it is. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly. So this gives you a better visual of their situation. So this is where their keywords rank. So currently they're between positions 4 and 10 for 7 different keywords with Google. But then all their other keywords, although they're being picked up for 166 total keywords with Google, that Google's seen them as a potential answer for. I'm not saying that all of them are the best keywords, but Google's picking them up for 166. But almost all of those keywords, they're not getting any traffic. They're not high enough to potentially get any traffic to their website.
That's crazy.
So that
I
would
love
be
it.
a huge pain point. Now, then when we get a little bit more technical into search engine optimization, how can we improve this? They're being listed for these keywords, but how can we make, this chart look more like this chart? How can we actually get more keywords to the first page so they do get more traffic, more visibility to their website? Well, a big part of that is going to be their backlink portfolio.
Yeah.
This is a major metric that Google looks at when determining how valuable your website is. And it's kind of like an online popularity contest. Having credible, relevant websites mention your site or cite you as a good resource helps Google see you as a more authoritative resource and moves you up in rankings, builds trust with Google. So if we take a look at that and we see their overall backlinks to their website, they have a total of 9 websites pointing back to their site, which is a little bit on the lower end. I know Google's not looking for high number of backlinks as much anymore. It's
Yeah.
quality over quantity, but still 9 is a little bit on that lower end. So if we look at the quality of the backlinks, we're getting backlinks from overseas and we're not getting very many. So these
Okay.
are the websites that's citing Google or telling Google that they're a good resource, and this just isn't
Just
very
not a lot.
compelling. Yeah, it's not very compelling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gus, just to make sure that we have enough time to go through our
Yeah.
second one, the main pain points that I feel like you've identified are number one, they're getting found for branded terms, not actual SEO keywords that we want to optimize for. Two, they don't have very much experience at all in SEO. And that was identified by the backlink portfolio that they really haven't created. They don't have backlinks from here in the States. And then also the last one is the fact that their on-site optimization isn't really done.
Yeah.
So those are the pain points that you're going to hit home. And when you're doing this, you're sharing your screen, you're showing them stuff that anybody would be able to pull up. There's no secret sauce here. This is these are the pain points that you've got. This is how we're going to get you on the first page, and then going through it while on the call. I love it. Let's look at
Yep.
this next one.
Okay, perfect. Let's take a look at that. All right. Yeah. So I pulled up a pest control business. That's a pretty common one for search engine optimization because there's a lot of value. If someone's looking for pest control, they're probably going to go online and look for pest
Absolutely.
control services. So that's definitely a good avenue for a lot of businesses and ones we speak to a lot. So as far as this website, we have that clear call to action, nice clean looking website, white background. We can see the services page, service areas on their website, contact us, service areas. It's It's kind of weird because they have service areas, but they're in Parker, and then they service this whole area. But you can
Man, that's a
see
big area, man. That
it's
is huge.
especially for pest control services. So if you see here, we have like pests, and then they have drop downs of all these different services that they offer, different pages built out to their website for all of those, which is great. But then when we get into service areas, we have that huge area, but we don't have any drop downs. So that was the
Mm.
first indicator to me that this might not be formatted properly. So I first want to
So,
look at
what,
their.
really quickly, if we were to look at that when it comes to formatting properly, you might want to say, so if you scroll down for me and then go to that service area, in a perfect world, in the SEO world, what we'd like to see is, I'm from Castle Rock. The rival high school was at Parker. We don't talk about it, but I'll talk about it, right? It's kind of like in Lion King, when it's like, Simba, we don't go to that area. That's that area, but we'll still talk about it. You would want to create an individual page for each of those areas that you want to rank for in the services you provide there. My recommendation is provide a picture of you or van if you've got a pest control van or truck in that area prominent, like whether or not it's a high school or the town of Castle Rock sign, whatever it may be, for you to say, we've got a presence here and it looks natural. The second that it becomes unnatural is when you've got 50 of these different individual pages. Google will actually say, this looks fake. It looks like you're just trying to game the system. We need to make sure that we're doing it. So in this case, I would create one for Aurora, Centennial, Littleton, Parker, and then Castle Rock. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, mine too. Exactly. Like this at best is going to help you show up, in Parker.
Yeah, maybe.
So if we take a look at that a little bit, let's look at their on-site optimization, what they're telling Google they want to rank for, because looking at it, that's one thing, but we have to see what Google's actually seeing. So for their title tag, resident, pest control services, Parker. So that's their main title tag for their homepage. So they're telling Google we want to show up in the Parker area for pest control services. Their H1 header right here that we talked about before, that's blank, and they move, so they don't have anything in their H1 header, which isn't ideal. Just some missed opportunity. And then their H2 headers, residential services, so not going to help them there. But then if we go to their services, their service area page of their website, we can see instead of creating separate pages, they just have all of their locations listed out within the copy of their website, which isn't the best way to do it. So how Google's going to look at that page of the site, they see no H1 headers, and they've titled it South Denver Metro Pest Control Service Areas. And no one's going to go to Google and search for South Denver Metro Pest Control Service Areas. So,
yeah, I don't know if I literally, so I used pest control just 2 weeks ago, right? Got a little baby. We found some ants in the house, and it was like, okay, how am I going to find it? I searched first where I was located, and then I searched Utah County to see if there's something else. But I would never write, southern Utah County or northern Utah County, whatever it may be. So that's interesting. So they haven't really, they've tried to optimize, is what I'm saying. They tried, but they didn't do very well.
Yeah. As far as like outside of their local area, they haven't really done that properly by any means.
Okay.
So let's take a look and see kind of how that's working out for them, for their site. So their backlinks, well, let's go straight to traffic. So best traffic was 135 visitors in 136 in December of 2022. Then they had that steep drop off and then a little bit of rebounding, and now they're sitting at probably peak season around for pest control, around 58 organic visitors to their website. And then this reflects that. There's exact reasons why. So as their keywords went up, they got ranked for more and more keywords. Their traffic increased. And then as they started to lose their rankings with different keywords, they started to lose a lot of that traffic to their website and a lot of that online visibility. So really, by losing a lot of those keywords that they previously were ranking for, it looks like that definitely impacted that initial burst in traffic that they were seeing. So that would be something that I'd bring up definitely with that client, and would be a major pain point for them. As far as their backlinks, yeah, that was probably the first thing that stood out to us in the SEO world. So they have a lot of backlinks. They have 33.8 hundred backlinks pointing to their site, which is a lot of backlinks.
Thousand.
Yeah.
38. That's incredible, because you think about it, and I see, Gus, if you see this, somebody comes to you and be like, what can I do in the SEO world to get, what should I buy? If I get this customer, I am foaming at the mouth, because the pain points here are huge. You can see that the customers received a ton of backlinks. At one point they were ranking. Their website looks as though it's like over optimized, but it's more of a manipulation game than an optimization. And you can sell this customer by telling them, we're doing the following things wrong. This is how we fix it. Let's look at these backlinks and laugh. Maybe not laugh. Maybe
yeah,
just,
I don't really want to laugh.
I think it's more just in the sense, it's pain because you thought this customer paid for an SEO service, and because of the algorithm updates that happen, it actually hurts them in the long run. So talk to me.
Yeah. So out of those thousands of backlinks that they have, they're only coming from 105 referring domains. So that's 105 websites are actually pointing back to their website, and a lot of those are duplicates. So 32,000 of their backlinks are coming from pacificviews.org, which is an arts and entertainment based website. So out of those thousands of backlinks pointing to their site over and over and over again, it really just means they have one backlink from this site. So, if they hired someone who's based off of a metric of, hey, we're going to sell you X amount of backlinks a month, and they're giving them 100 backlinks a month, let's say, or 10 backlinks a month, then they could just do backlinks from the exact same website, not give them any type of benefit whatsoever. And they're technically hitting their metric. So that's something that the business owners should be concerned about when purchasing through a backlink portfolios. It's not just the number of backlinks you're getting. I don't know if that's the case, what model they've purchased these backlinks on, but that's not what you want to see.
Yeah.
And then we can see hundreds of backlinks coming from these other sites, directory-based websites, Denmark. So some of these aren't going to hurt them, and some of them are going to be beneficial to their website for sure. But it's just not ideal by any means. So
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Gus, thank you so much for this opportunity that you've given us. Now it looks as though we've got one question. It says, so you didn't say why in the first one or this one, why traffic and keywords have dropped. They didn't change anything, so why the drop? I'll give you my viewpoint, and then Gus, if you could give your thoughts on it. Often when you see these drops, there's a couple of things that I know what is happening is Google is doing algorithm updates. With these updates, Google will say, you know what, this person, although they're optimized in this specific way, Google will say, you know what, they're manipulating the system. Because of that, we're actually not going to give them the value that they once had. And then because of that, their ranking might drop. That's one. Two, there might be an update to the website that they made a change, but they actually hurt themselves by making that change. It could be an update to a CMS if you're not doing proper 301 redirects, or they removed a page or changed the titles, descriptions, and H1s of that page to omit some of those keywords that they were once ranking for. Would you add anything to that, Gus?
Yeah, well, ultimately, why we're doing this is for a pre-audit to get pain points that we can talk to the client about and ask proper discovery questions. So there are a lot of different outcomes that could lead to these types of results. And these are good metrics for me to look at while I'm speaking with a client, or preemptively before I've spoken with a client, to have some areas to talk to them about and to discuss with them. Hey, I saw this big decrease in traffic to your website. I saw this big decrease in the keywords. Why do you think that happened? Did you do a redesign? Did you hire a new SEO provider? Did you change your SEO campaign? Do you have someone internally doing this with you? And ask them those types of questions, and then we can get to the bottom of the situation. But yeah, we can't know just by looking at sheer numbers exactly what the issue is, but these are good talking points and pain points for us to get to the bottom of the problem so we can give them a solution that'll work for them.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I noticed, Gus, when you're doing these sales is you're sharing your screen. You're having an open conversation. You're not trying to trick or manipulate a customer into making a decision. You're trying to identify these pain points, make it as clear as day. This is something that I've noticed on your website, whether or not it's backlinks, whether or not it's anything else. And this is how we're going to be able to make the following changes. And then you go into your sale. But if you don't have these pain points, I couldn't imagine you selling this as easy as you do. So
yeah, exactly. Just to be able to have the ability to walk through a prospect's website and their situation, and to be able to ask them how this is affecting their business, because maybe they have seen a decrease in traffic, but they're seeing more customers from a certain type of product with better margins that they're trying to focus on. Maybe they're seeing less traffic, but they're pivoting over to a new city, and that's why they lost their traffic. They deleted.
yeah.
So having that discussion with them is very valuable. Gives them a lot of insight, and it allows me to actually sell them a product that's going to be a solution and help them, rather than just say, hey, this is wrong, you should buy this. So
I love it. Well, Gus, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the fact that you were able to share your screen and walk us through this identification of these pain points. As a quick recap, please, 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 you're going to notice that there's going to be some social media posts on our end and some marketing emails for you to register for the upcoming webinar and anything else that Boostability is putting out. Please feel free to reach out to myself, my team, Gus's team, our partner growth managers to make sure that you're supported as a partner. We're excited for everything that we've got. I made sure that I sent the link for our next webinar inside of the chat. You guys have yourself an amazing day. Gus, thank you for your time and have a great day.
thanks, everyone.
Cheers.